The market's trying to survive Murphy's Law. You know, Murphy's Law, we all have heard the saying, right? But where does it come from? 1949, a former Air Force pilot turned engineer, in fact, superb engineer, Ed Murphy Jr., he became an R&D officer at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. They were working on rocket technology. In fact, he was involved in this new sort of rocket that could propel a projectile 1,000 kilometers an hour. And so the day of the first experiment, the head of research, this guy here, John Sapp, he decided he would do it. They actually had a chimpanzee. He said, no, I'm the guy in charge of this. I'll put myself in the hot seat. The rockets ignited, the sled ripped down the track. And when the sled came to the end, everyone's racing down there. And all of a sudden they discovered that there's a system, 16 sensors. By the way, they were developed by Murphy. Turns out these 16 sensors were all plugged in upside down. None of the information from this pivotal, dangerous experiment was recorded. Murphy in his ire said, of course, looked at one of his assistants and said, if that guy has any way of making a mistake, he will. And so we turned to last week, right, with the stock market, because essentially anything that could go wrong last week went wrong. And you got to admit, the market held up pretty well. Inflation pangs, shaky earnings start the earnings season, fewer rate cuts, geopolitical risk, not down too much, only 2.5% off the all-time high. And that's how we began today. The S&P 500 now hovering. This is really important, folks, from a technical point of view. Hovering right around a 50-day moving average. It's so critical, of course. But here's the problem, though. Relative strength is beginning to rapidly deteriorate here. Then, of course, there's a fear and greed chart. This kind of, it's kind of corny sometimes, what I do like in certain ways. Right now, we're really in a tail end of neutral going into fear. But what's really amazing about this is just 1 week ago, 1 year ago we were agreed, 1 week ago we were agreed, and 1 year ago we were agreed. So things are changing very quickly. This might help explain why the U.S. large cap funds last week saw their largest outflows. I mean, this is big here. Largest outflows. This goes back to December 2022. I want to bring in Yardeni Research President Ed Yardeni. Ed,